Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, I am seriously excited to get into today's breakdown because we're looking at a highly anticipated update, Claude Code version 2.1.19. If you've been using Claude Code day to day, you already know it's powerful, right? But this update, it kind of fundamentally shifts the whole developer experience. We're talking about stripping away that annoying friction and just stepping directly into a state of uninterrupted flow.
This release is basically a double-edged sword of productivity, in the best way possible. On one hand, it's handing you and your engineering teams these really serious enterprise-grade control knobs. And on the other hand, it just totally wipes out a bunch of those past frustrations. You know those phantom background agent headaches that constantly derailed your workflow? So by the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly how to use these new tools to make your coding environment way more reliable.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's the agenda for today. 1. Strict command control. 2. Upgrading visibility and logging. 3. Fixing background agents. And 4. Quality of life upgrades.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Strict Command Control.
Okay, so this is arguably where the heaviest, most critical system-level updates have landed, especially if you're running Claude Code in a locked-down, highly secure environment. The big headline here is this brand new setting, Auto Mode Classify All Shell. Let's put this into context, right? Before this release, the Auto Mode classifier really only kicked in if it spotted very specific arbitrary code execution patterns. But now, if you toggle this setting on, literally every single bash or PowerShell command gets routed directly through the classifier. Absolutely nothing slips by.
So why does this actually matter? Well, if you're on a team that requires a super secure environment, you need consistent, auditable command gating. Full stop. And this setting gives you exactly that. It's the strict guardrail that teams absolutely need before they can confidently deploy AI tools into sensitive production spaces.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the developer experience is actually improving right alongside that security. Think about it. Before 2.1.193, if auto mode blocked something, you were kind of just left guessing why your command hit a brick wall. But now, the guessing game is totally over. You'll see exactly why a command was blocked in 3 different places. Right there in the conversation transcript, in a quick toast notification, and it's also archived in the recent denials list under your /permissions command. Just total crystal clear visibility.
Moving right along to Section 2, Upgrading Visibility and Logging.
All right, I need you to really lean in for this one because this is vital insider intel. If your team uses OpenTelemetry, wait, do not hit upgrade on your production deployment until you hear this next part. This update introduces a new logging mechanic, and it definitely requires some careful configuration before you roll it out to the rest of your team.
So Claude Code just added a brand new OpenTelemetry log event. It's called Claude Code.Assistant Response. And, exactly like it sounds, this event logs the model's actual response text. Now, the good news here is that by default, this text is redacted to protect sensitive data. But there is a pretty massive configuration gotcha that you really need to look out for.
Let's walk through this step by step so you don't end up accidentally overlogging. Step 1. Check your existing setup for the OTEL_log_user_prompts variable. Step 2. And this is where the mistake usually happens. If you leave the new OTEL_log_assistant_responses variable unset, it automatically inherits the behavior of your user prompts variable. Seriously, that means if your setup already logs user prompts, the absolute second you upgrade, you're going to start logging assistant responses too. So, step 3. If you only want to log prompts, you have to explicitly set OTEL_log_assistant_responses to 0 before rolling this out. Make sure your team has this documented.
Which brings us to Section 3, Fixing Background Agents.
This section is all about curing those phantom background processing headaches, so Claude Code can finally multitask reliably. The dev team literally swatted a whole cluster of bugs here. First, those really annoying abandoned tasks cancellations, fixed. They carry over to new sessions properly now. Also, pinned background agents won't annoyingly ask you to continue from where you left off every time an auto update happens. Oh, and that bizarre phantom general-purpose subagent that would just randomly hijack your main conversation? Totally eliminated. Plus, the agent panel actually shows sibling agents correctly now instead of hiding them. It's all about just protecting your cognitive flow.
But honestly, beyond the bug fixes, there's a massive behavioral improvement here. So the crucial point is this. When you launch a background agent now, Claude no longer gets a system command telling it to end your response. Just think about what that actually means for your day-to-day workflow. Because it isn't forced to just stop talking, Claude can kick off a background agent to handle some long-running compiles or search and concurrently keep working with you on totally different tasks in the foreground. It's true, uninterrupted multitasking without breaking your stride, it's an absolute game changer.
And finally, Section 4, Quality of Life Upgrades.
These are those smaller, super satisfying micro-efficiencies that just smooth out the daily grind. Let's rapid fire through these. First, Live File Path Autocomplete is now in bash mode. Just hit the exclamation point inline and start typing for suggestions. No more context switching to a different terminal. Second, if your MCP servers need off, you get a clear notice right at startup pointing you to /MCP. Less hunting for credential issues, which is great. Third, the MCP headers helper now auto-reconnects if a tool call gets a 401 or 403 error. You don't have to intervene manually at all. Plus, plugin auto-renames seamlessly follow marketplace updates, and the /add door messaging is way clearer now.
So, every single one of these updates, from the heavy enterprise security down to the inline path autocompletes, they're all designed to keep you totally focused. If you want to dive deeper, the full Claude Code manual, plus some really great plain English breakdowns of the releases, is available at claudemaster.net. It's a fantastic resource. Definitely check it out.
We've seen how version 2.1.193 locks down security with strict command gating, how it handles OpenTelemetry, brings real multitasking to background agents, and just generally polishes up the daily workflow. So I'll leave you with this. Now that all this friction is gone and you have vastly more control at your fingertips, what will you build next? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.